All right. Today we're starting off with a curveball. It poured overnight and the courts are soaked. So the plan for today is going to change a lot. I was planning on hitting at 8. It's 8 now and the courts are still swamped. So I'm about to head to the farm and get a warm up in. After I warm up, then I'm going to do my fitness because the courts are still going to be wet, and then hopefully I'll be able to get a hit in. The rain really messed up my plans because I have something to do at 12. I gotta go watch my sister perform in the Sarasota Opera, and like that's a non-negotiable. I can't miss that because that's the last performance that I'd be able to go to. So with the way things are looking now, I'm gonna do the fitness now. Hopefully it doesn't rain again so I can get a hit in at 10, just a light hit from 10 to 11, then go to the Opera. Then after that, I'll have my lateral speed and agility workout. I was a little bit slow, I'm not gonna lie, this morning getting ready. When you know it's raining, there's something psychological that's like, oh man, I know I'm going to be delayed. I know that my plans are all gone. Like the rain is gonna mess everything up. So what's the point of going fast in the morning? And what's the point of getting ready fast and being on time? So technically I'm not late because there was no training to go to, but if I actually had a real practice session, I would have been late. So that's one thing that I actually feel like I need to get better at. There's nothing wrong with being relaxed sometimes. This is a good time to relax actually. But if I'd gotten ready faster, I could have started my warm-up a little bit sooner and I would have had a little extra time to do something else later between now and 12 o'clock. And really what threw me off was the change in pace from the rain. Whenever I have something that pops up unexpected, sometimes I don't respond that fast. And I didn't respond fast enough after I found out the courts were soaked and I wasn't going to be able to hit. I was eating breakfast and I was just thinking, so what do I do now? How do I move? Instead of really attacking it and thinking, okay, I'm not going to train at 8, so when's the court going to dry? Is it going to rain again? When do I do my fitness? How do I schedule everything? I needed to have been way faster in adapting. And that's one of the ideas that's going to make me a great tennis player. I need to become way better at adapting. Because in matches, you can have coaching now, but a lot of times, even with coaching, you have to be able to find solutions. If your opponent is doing something that's killing you, you can't be waiting till you're down a set and a break before you make the adjustment. You have to see it as soon as possible, right away preferably, and then you adjust. Like if you see your opponent's hitting a nasty serve to a specific spot, you gotta shift over a little bit, take it away from him. If you see he really likes his running forehand down the line, just anticipate it. Make the target smaller, make him do more to hit that shot. Adaptability is one of the most important mental qualities in tennis. And I feel like if I can get better at adapting in my day-to-day life, because life is the best trainer for adaptability, right? Everything is always so unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. You could have a perfect plan for your day or a perfect plan for anything. One little thing happens and it throws everything out of whack. Life is the ultimate teacher for adaptability, and yeah, I need to use it better and become more adaptable so I can get better at doing it in situations like when I'm on the court. We're pulling up now. Let's get this fitness session going. This weight's moving a lot easier than it was 3 weeks ago. Sign of progress. One thing I'm really happy about with my progress on the hamstring adductor injury, I used to do these deep squats and it used to really bug this thing because deep stretching is not good for muscle strains. But now, I thank God I'm far along into the rehab process enough and I've gotten stronger and the tissue's healed to the point where I can do this deeper stretching and the deeper mobility with no problems. Props to myself, props to God. Let's keep going. Lightweight, baby. Oh, man. That was a good workout. Tough though at the end of the week, and this is at the end of week 3 of doing some heavier strength stuff. Whew, I'm so gassed. It's like you really feel it. Like the first workouts of the week, I'm pretty fresh, feeling strong, but now I'm just tired and fatigued. But we got through it. We get to rest over the weekend and recover, so we'll be good to go next week. Let's see if we're gonna be able to practice. The courts are still looking pretty wet, but they are starting to dry. So we might be in shape to get something done this morning. And I really want to get a practice in this morning, so like I won't hurry up, courts dry, sun come out, because I'm not trying to have my Saturday go on too long. I like getting everything done early so I can have the rest of the day to chill. Well, we'll see you guys when the court's dry. All right, we had a great hit. That was a pretty good way to end off the week. What's been the most intense week since I've come back from the hamstring injury. I'm super grateful that I was able to get through it. Thank God. And I hope that we're going to be able to get through another week to next week, because next week's probably going to be a little tougher. I'm super sweaty right now because I forgot to bring a towel. This is actually the first time that I've forgotten a towel in a really, really long time. It's been years since I last forgot to bring a towel to the court. So silver linings, I guess. It means I'm not as forgetful as I was before, because I used to forget to bring things like towel, water, food. Now I'm way more professional, and I always try to be prepared before I go to practice or before I go to matches. But even now, forgetting on a day like today, like a normal day, forgetting to bring the towel, for me, that's a red flag. Because really, if I want to be the best I can be, if I want to be a high-level professional, I can't be missing small details like that. The devil's in the details. Little things like that do matter, and they do add up. Let's say I forget my towel. The session today was pretty short and it wasn't super hot, so I didn't sweat enough to where my grip was getting slippery. But if it was a hotter day, forgetting the towel will mean the grip is slipping, and then I'm focusing on trying to hold the racket and not let it fly out of my hand. And that's taking away from the focus I need to be putting into giving my effort and putting together a quality practice. If you forget something like stringing your rackets or making sure your rackets are strung, you could run out of having enough rackets, and then you're playing with a different racket, and then the quality of the practice is going down. Little details, they don't seem like they matter because they're so small, but all of them do matter if you're trying to do something at a high level. But I also give myself grace. Everybody messes up from time to time. Everybody misses things. That's just a part of it. One of the things that I like to think about whenever I mess up like this is, it's a rule that I learned from Atomic Habits. Miss once, but never twice. If you miss once, it's okay, because everybody makes mistakes. No one is perfect. But if you're missing twice, that's the start of a new habit, a bad habit. And if you look at even the best players in the world, there's stories of guys forgetting their rackets before matches. There's stories of Federer. He forgot to take his bag to practice one time, and I think he had to call his wife to go home and get it or something. It happens. These things just happen. Now I'm about to go take a shower and then also do my recovery, because that's important, especially at the end of a long week. My body feels pretty tired, but the hamstring injury feels a lot better. So I'm very happy that the hamstring is feeling good, relatively. Still a little bit sore sometimes, especially after lifting yesterday and hitting today, but it's okay. A little soreness is okay. Really, like again, I think I said this yesterday, but if the pain isn't bad or debilitating, we're going through it. And there was no pain, just soreness today, so that's a really good sign. I gotta make sure I don't get ahead of myself, even though I'm feeling a lot better. Next week, I still gotta be very patient with building back up. The biggest trap when you're coming back from an injury is thinking, oh man, my body's feeling really good, so I'm ready to go. And then you go crazy, and then boom, you're hurt again. And I cannot let that happen. So we're gonna progress slowly next week again. I think it's gonna be a good week to add in a second session. So I'm gonna start splitting up my tennis sessions. I've been building up to 2 hours, but now that I'm at 2 hours, I'm gonna agario that and cut them in half. So I'll probably drop the morning session to 90 minutes, and then I'll start with around 45 minutes to an hour in the afternoons on the days when I'm doing more time on court. And it's going to be like 4 days a week probably. And then I've been taking 2 days off a week, Wednesdays and Sundays. I'm going to start back up again practicing on Wednesdays. Practicing on Sunday is an interesting thing. There's some players who do it, there's some players who don't. Usually you want to take Sunday off completely from the court to give your body a full day of rest, because if you're doing intense training for 6 days of the week, you just need that rest. And if you don't take that day to rest, you're going to be building up fatigue, and over the course of a long training block or long competition phase, that adds up and you could be putting yourself at a big risk for injury. I've been thinking about the best way to work on Sundays, and really the best thing for me is to do a lot of mental work. So usually they're playing tour finals, so I can study tactics and also have fun just watching great matches. And then also trying to meditate more, visualize more, reflect more. All of that stuff is really good to do on Sundays. I'd also really like the idea of working though. So I've been thinking, how could I practice on Sundays if I really wanted to? And this is going to be something that's for way into the future, but basically the way to do it safely would be to condition your body so much that you're tolerating a loading, like really high loading, really well. And then on Sunday, you just do a light practice on the court. And it's not like you're killing anything or going crazy. You're just hitting balls slowly, lightly, getting the blood flowing. And if you're in good enough shape, that might be okay to do sometimes, because it won't be enough to tax your body in a way that it's going to prevent it from recovering. And then also, if you're investing a ton of money like a Djokovic or like a Nadal or a Federer, if you're investing that type of money, you also might be able to get away with more volume on court. Although I don't know for sure, but I'm fairly certain guys like that would still be taking the Sundays down. It's been a good week, good practice. I'll see y'all next time.